Hi everyone. So this first video is for parents. I'm Mrs. Fernandez, for those of you who I haven't met. The kindergarten teachers, all the kindergarten teachers, Mrs. Hanson, Miss Devlin, Mrs. Lynch, and I have been working together to come up with, everything that you're seeing. But it kind of goes, it definitely goes beyond that. We're working with, our literacy coach, all of our reading teachers, and we're really working and getting feedback from all of the other kindergarten teachers in the district. Everyone's really working together and focusing on, what is essential during this time. Most of the discussion has been, this is brand new for everyone. There's no manual for this, but one thing that has been a theme, and we wanted to make sure we relay to you, is that we now kind of have to take a giant step back and take our expectations and cut them in half sometimes, and sometimes we have to take that what's already cut in half and cut it in half again. Our kids are going through a lot right now, and in terms of academics, whatever and whenever we get back together, the teachers are gonna pick it up from there. They will be fine no matter what happens between now and then. But we thought that we could kind of give you some tips, especially we've been hearing from a lot of parents about writing in particular and how much of a struggle it has been or how difficult it's been. And we completely understand that. It's probably the most difficult thing that we teach, to teach. And so we understand that it's difficult for us in a regular classroom setting. So we know that this is not easy for most people and for most families and for most kids. So we've even kind of reflected on what we've put out to everyone and what our expectations have been. And we've been thinking, okay, you know what? We've been putting out or asking for what we might be used to seeing, at this time in the school year with these kids, if it was school. So we're thinking, okay, maybe in regular school we would be asking for multiple sentences for those who can do it, or 2 sentences, or even 1 sentence. But we are not in school. So we need to kind of refocus that. So, we all have just decided we are really going to do our best to make sure whatever we put out to you is just essential and something that parents can do and that the kids can do. We know that the majority, 99.9% of this is in your lap now. So we just want to make sure it's clear that we are here for you and we hear you and we understand. So one of the things I kind of want to just talk about with you today in terms of writing is, like I said, knowing that it's hard and knowing that it's the most stressful. If you had a kid who was, before this closure started, was writing multiple sentences or 2 sentences, and they won't do that for you anymore, let them write 1 sentence. That's enough. And if they were a kid that was just getting the 1 sentence thing down, if writing a simple phrase is what they will do for you at this time, then that's okay too. So kind of some things I wanted to take you through is you have to kind of think of it in terms of, you learn to crawl, and then you learn to walk, and then you learn to run. In terms of writing, they are learning to talk first, right? And then they are starting to learn to read after that, and then we plug in this writing piece at the end, so it's a progression. One thing you might notice is you might say to your child, okay, let's write, what sentence do you want to write? You pick it. You can write about whatever you want. What's the topic you want to write about? And they might say to you, I want to write I can fly a kite. Okay, I can fly a kite. And they go to write it and they give it back to you and show you all proud that they wrote their sentence, and you're expecting to see I can fly a kite, what they said, but all they have on the paper is I kite or fly kite. And you say to them, okay, read it to me. What does it say? And they're like, it says I can fly a kite. So I'm going to give some tips to try to fill in those pieces. You think about it, they're thinking about their writing in their head and they're saying it as fast as they can say it. They can't write it as fast as their brain is saying it. So one of the things we try to really tell them is to slow down. Okay, you want to write, I can fly a kite. Okay, say that again slowly. I can fly a kite. How many words do you hear in that sentence? Maybe you can clap the words out. I can fly a kite. Maybe you need to do it on your hand. I can fly a kite. 5 words. Just kind of breaking it down for them in that way. You might see, okay, I'm going to have 5 words. When I review my work, I want to make sure I hit all 5 of those things. Maybe you need 5 Cheerios. I can fly a kite. Lay them down on the paper or on the table and move a Cheerio for each word that you're writing. Okay, we're going to start writing our sentence. I. Move the Cheerio, write the word I. Can, and so forth. Just those little things so they can see and keep track of their writing. We look for the biggest things we're looking for in writing. It would be, neat printing. The next thing that we're looking for is sound spelling. And I know this has been the biggest thing, at least that I'm hearing from a lot of my parents, is that their kids really want to know how to spell the words correctly. And we're seeing, in their portfolios of this beautifully spelled words and everything is great. And we know, with our kindergarten teacher eye that those kids aren't writing those words. And we know that they're asking you to spell them for them and you're helping them do that, which is great. We really, if we could ask for anything, and I know it might be hard, but we really want to see them sound spelling. And really stretching out words. And you'll kind of see me do that. I'm going to try that in the video that I do for the students. But we really want to see them sound spelling. The only words that they can or need to spell on their own are their sight words. We posted in our little presentation for today's assignment a word wall. And I'm one of those people, I don't have a printer at home, so I just made one on a simple sheet of paper like this. So if you made or printed the one that we have up there, if you use this as their word wall, we all had a word wall in our classrooms. And in the classroom, when we're writing, and we're trying to help them spell or write through a sentence, we're referring to the word wall all the time. So if they come to if a word they're writing is a sight word, we might say to them, look at the word wall, or where can you find that in the classroom? And they're using that. So it might be a good idea to just make one of these and keep it for when they're writing. So that way, these are the only words that they need to spell correctly or that they could refer to. Everything else really should be sound spelling. So yeah, that's really it for, I'm sure there could be more and more. We could go through whole lessons. We all know, from the kindergarten teacher's perspective, we know this is what we do. We know this is brand new for you. So we're hoping that these videos will help you in terms of, especially this one in particular, in terms of writing and expectations and what we should see. So if you want to peek in on the video that I post for the kids, I'm going to do my best to kind of work through some of the things that we might be looking for if they were in the classroom. It's a little trickier for us when we do these videos, we're used to live teaching. We're used to a lot of what we do is, maybe 50% planned, and the 50% next is, not necessarily on the fly, but it's, taking in feedback from the kids and kind of going off of real authentic happenings. So we don't get that in these videos. So we're doing our best, and we appreciate your support on all of it. So like I said, I'll do my best to kind of show some of what I'm talking about in the writing lesson that I share. And we're doing that in all of our videos. So we hope you find it helpful. Please continue to reach out to us for questions. And yeah, we'll be in touch soon. All right, thanks.